Hello everyone, thanks for joining us. We're joined today by Bruce Tomlinson. Bruce is an experienced institutional investor. He's on the investment committees of both Future Generation Australia and Future Generation Women. Most recently, Bruce was investment director at Minderoo and he's now an independent financial advisor. Bruce, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks, Mark.
You're on two investment committees. You've been involved with Future Generation for 10 years or more, I think. Can you explain what the investment committees do?
Thanks, Lee. Lovely to be here. So the Investment Committee for Future Generation is a board-appointed committee. The FGX board appoint the IC. The board is accountable for performance of FGX, but they have delegated to the Investment Committee the development and the implementation of the investment strategy.
And how is that strategy implemented? What is the strategy and how do the Investment Committee go about implementing that?
Yes, great question. So, look, the investment strategy is the key policy document that should drive the performance of FGX. And the strategy has a number of components. The objectives are the most important. So that's the return objective, which is to outperform the All Ordinaries Index while delivering that performance with less volatility than the market. So the objective within the strategy is return and risk. And that's achieved, that performance objective is achieved through the allocation to different investment strategies, primarily what we call absolute return strategies, as well as long-only strategies. And the difference is really only that the absolute return managers and strategies have some more degrees of freedom in what they can do, so they can use a modest amount of leverage to increase the exposure, and they can use short exposure to reduce the exposure, so they're not always invested 100% with the market. Importantly also, the IC meets quarterly together. In person. We do have intra-meeting emails and correspondence as well. And the purpose of those meetings is to monitor the performance of all the managers and to look at the allocations and to make changes to the allocations to respond to the market, to respond to circumstances changing with those managers.
And right now, we're living in uncertain times. There's a lot of market volatility, AI disruption, geopolitical uncertainty, lots going on in macroeconomics. How do you think about asset allocation in that kind of environment?
Look, certainly it's been quite volatile. So one of the core tenets of the construction of FGX, the investment policy, is to have those different strategies that I mentioned as well, and that increases diversification. And it's not just the two primary strategies of absolute return and long only. It's also the fact that we have over a dozen different managers across those two broad strategy groups, and those managers are all a little bit different in what they do. And so the combination of those different managers increases diversification and achieves the outcome we want, the objective, which is less volatility than the market. I would point out, though, that FGX is an active listed investment company. We are absolutely trying to take active risk and drive a return above the All Ordinaries Index, and you have to take active risk to do that. The managers that we have chosen are generally they are active managers. They're often fundamentally focused, and by that I mean they are stock pickers. They aren't looking at market technicals. They're active managers, and they're generally boutique managers, and so they're not capacity constrained. They're not concerned that an active position they have will be swamped by other active stock pickers. So there's diversification of those active stock bets across those managers and then across all of FGX. And so that combination of different strategies, different managers will drive the diversification, which gives us the return, the active return above the market, as well as less volatility than the market.
Thanks, Bruce. Thanks for all you do for Future Generation as well. It's a massive commitment you've made over a long period of time, and thanks for sharing your insights today. If you'd like more information, there's plenty on our website, and we're always happy to have a chat, so please feel free to call in and speak to one of the team. Thank you.